Welcome to the Fear Free Human Show. My name is Zen Cryer DeBrook, and I am your host today. We are going to be working with live students doing some coaching around the internal guidance system, which is this profound, amazing technology that I decoded. I did not invent it. You were already born with it. And in this, you are able to look at your thoughts and create new levels of thinking, like you've never seen before in your life. It's one of the most incredible things ever, and I want to share it with you. So before we dive into coaching today, what I want to do is I want to walk you through, and for those of you who are in the audience, let me get my chat up here. I would love for you to participate, but I want to walk you through feeling your internal guidance system for yourself. Okay, my dog's gonna be walking around the background, my little girl. Anyways, so what that looks like is so you will feel this in the center of your body, and I want you to think of a situation in your life that's causing you anxiety, worry, or fear. Maybe some overwhelm. Think of something, it could be, it's really important in this exercise for it to be specific. I want you to think of something specific. It could be a particular financial transaction that's coming. Maybe there's stress around a health issue. It could be a relationship issue that's been haunting you and kind of happening over and over again. It could be an aging parent is another good one. It could be a coworker at work that's getting you angst and there's a particular situation you're in with them. I want you to just take a minute and think through a particular one situation, not just overarching, but one. Got it? All right. I want you to notice how you feel. Where does it show up in your body? For most people, you can feel a tightness in the center of your body here. Now, I want you to just focus on your feet as you're thinking about this situation, ruminating on it. Your mind may be kind of getting activated. You might be kind of getting upset about this one situation that you're upset about that's causing you having anxiety and worry. Feel the bottom of your feet as you're focused on it. And then I want you to hold this thought. I am closed. That means what I'm thinking is not true or not going to happen. I am closed. That means what I'm thinking is not true or not going to happen. Now, your mind may like give you a response to that statement. Set it aside. You can do it. And then make the statement inside your head again. I am closed. That means what I'm thinking is not true or not going to happen. Most likely, if you're able to actually hold the thought purely, which most people can, you'll feel a lightening, a release, sense of peace that just kind of starts coming in. This isn't a positive or a negative thinking. This is like not a positive thought. I guess you could say it's not going to happen. It could be positive. Depends on what the situation is. Now I want you to go back and think about that situation again. Does it feel different? Is it harder to believe? Do you feel a shift? What you just experienced is your internal guidance system, and it's been giving you guidance since the day you were born on what you're thinking. All day long, anytime your body reacts in the center to this experience, which could be called stress, and I define stress as fear, worry, overwhelm, frustration, irritation, procrastination. Think about how stressful it is not getting things done. Anytime you feel these things, doubt, uncertainty, mistrust, impatience, it shows up in the center of your body. And what it means is that your mind is forecasting a future that is unpleasant, that it's afraid of, and your internal guidance system is giving you guidance that forecasted future is not coming to you. It's giving you guidance to begin to shift your thinking. And what we do in this coaching program is teach you how to shift your thinking to get the release into the opening so you can be back on track, in alignment, having the most incredible life ever, filled with magic and synchronicity. Not the most perfect, the most incredible. And there is a big difference between an incredible life and a perfect life. We don't want perfect. We want all the juicy grittiness of this lifetime. Trust me, you do really do. Once you know how to master it, you'll agree with me. And we want to know how to do it well. And that's what this program's about. So thank you for being here today. I'm super grateful to have you. We're going to jump on with our next coaching person, and that is Sky. I'd love to get chat. So if you guys are out there, go ahead and feel free to make comments and ask questions. Hi, Sky.
Hi, Zen. How's it going?
Hi. Good. It's going good.
Good, good. I'm on vacation, so I'm able to jump in tonight. So I appreciate this. So
Good.
I have a bunch of thoughts, and they're not nice thoughts. And I am checking my IGS, but uh, I feel so scattered that I want to run them by you. I feel like I can't think straight. That's one.
Okay, that's normal.
I can't get anything done, or at least it feels like that,
Okay.
especially on this week off. I should sell my rental properties because it's too much for me and I'm not succeeding. Nothing's changing, nothing's improving. I should sell because I can't stand how my boyfriend and I relate around having those properties and dealing with the vacancies, the renovations, the repairs, etc., and how we communicate about, getting things done and whether he's spending the time I want on them or
So same
working at his
conversation
own pace. Yeah,
same
the same
conversation
thing.
that we've been in since December.
Yes, and what am I doing wrong? I feel sick of myself. I feel sick of life. Uh,
Yeah, I know.
like it's not supposed to go on this long.
Does
And
that open you?
uh, it's not supposed to go on this long. No, it's closing. What does that mean? It is supposed to go on this long?
Yeah.
And is it because I'm not deserving of it getting resolved?
No, it's because you haven't learned the lesson yet. It
Oh,
isn't this. This isn't about external things. Are not about resolution. This is all in your learning. This is all about your soul learning.
mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you do, drop into your listening. I want you to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath and let it out. Take another big deep breath and let it out again, as big as you can. And I want you to go, bring it in really big. Hold it. And then let it out. Now feel the bottom of your feet. Really pay attention to the pads of your feet, the bottom. Now feel the palms of your hands. Listen to the room around you. You're going to hear all kinds of sounds and my voice as you're paying attention to your feet and hands at the same time. Listen to the sounds, feel the palms of your hands and your feet. Stay with it. If your mind begins to wander or online, people are watching you with your eyes closed, whatever, it doesn't matter. Ignore it. Feel your feet, your hands, and
Mm-hmm.
listen. Feel your feet and hands and listen. Let the presence of who you truly are, the divinity within you, exist. Do you feel that? Stay there, but open your eyes.
Do I feel that? Um,
Sense of peace, even if it's just for a moment.
yeah, yes, a recentering.
Okay. So here's the thing. That is always with you no matter what. In this moment, you're on vacation and you're fine. No one is kicking you out of your house. No one is keeping you from food. No one is keeping you from a hot bath or a shower. You're healthy. You're not in extreme pain. You have everything you need right in this moment, right in this particular moment. You have everything you need. Is that true?
Yes, except for the health part, but we'll get into that later.
Yeah. But my point is you have everything you need right now.
Oh yeah.
You're okay right
And
now.
I'm
So
acknowledging that too,
yeah. So here's the
every day.
thing. Yeah. Here's the thing. It's about staying there, and everything will work itself out. It's always working itself out. It's always working itself out. And then we get freaked out about something that doesn't even exist. And even if something exists that seems unpleasant, I can tell you from the people that I know who've gone through really unpleasant things, like I know 6 families who've lost their house in the fires in the past 5 years in California. Everything, everything gone. Like got out with barely their lives and a purse or a backpack, not their animals, like
Oh,
no pick, nothing, like emergency evacuation situations. Not, I'm
oh my
serious.
God.
And every single one of them within a year says it was the best thing that ever happened to us. It's amazing what happened, the miracles, what we needed to let go of, who we became, how our family came together, like over and over and over. And I have not heard anything other than that. And so my point is this, we don't know why you're going through what you're going through. It's how you go through it, not what you're going through that's important. And until you're able to rest in the opening, which is, I don't know how, but this is going to end up being the best thing that could have happened. And today, right now, in this moment, I'm fine. And solutions are presenting themselves because you're freaking out about something you don't, that's not true. Right. And until you start looking at the closings and finding the openings about things like, you know, the the the, the wanting to sell the properties, because we've looked at this several times and it can change. It can change where in December it wasn't time to sell and it because you that would not be the time to sell and then maybe in April it is or May or June, we don't know. There's always a beautiful amount of guidance being given that's putting you in the perfect situation. So if it does change and you open to selling, then that's a completely different conversation. It could be that that's because there's a particular buyer, particular timeline, whatever. But in the moments that we've checked in, it hasn't been time. And what I'm hearing is a stress defense of quitting. I just want it to end, so I'll do anything to get out of it. And you've probably done that before in your life, and it has not been a good thing.
Right. You jump out of the frying pan into the fire.
Exactly. So this time we're not doing
Yeah.
that,
No.
which means your mind is lost because it's had a way of doing things that and now it doesn't know what to do with the stress.
Right.
Okay. But you are not your mind.
No.
Okay. You're not your mind. You're watching your mind and you can like go with it and be like, oh my gosh, everything I'm thinking seems really scary. I think I should be freaking out. I think I'm going to freak out now. I'm going to freak out now. I'm going to freak out with my mind. Okay. Yeah, it's too much. I'm going to freak it out. So, and then you go, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. I'm closed. And I do know that this is have you been keeping down a journal of just the closings that you've had? Okay.
Yes.
Have any of them come true yet?
No, I guess not.
No,
I
no.
mean, 99% of the things we worry about never happen.
That's the point. We're
Yeah.
trying to get you out of stopping that behavior because it isn't
Yeah.
truly a part of who you are authentically as a spiritual being. And I know how hard it is. I've been there. I do. I
I
know how
believe you.
hard it is when
You've
it looks
shared your
like,
stories.
yeah, and there's more that you haven't heard. And I know how hard it
Mhm.
is where it feels like I'm at my end of my rope and then the next day everything changes.
But mine never got that day never comes. It's like
Did you get your mortgages?
yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
second mortgage,
So
yes.
things have changed. Things have changed.
Yeah, things have changed.
And
And
but that
I've
doesn't
changed
but your
real
mind
estate
didn't.
agent.
But your mind didn't.
No.
And
And
that's
that's
what
why
I
I go, maybe I'm supposed to, maybe this is too hard for my mind. Maybe I'm not
does it
able
open
to
you?
change.
Does it open you that it's too hard for your mind?
No.
Does it does it open you that you're not able to change?
um, I'm not able to change. No, that's closing.
Yeah, it's not
And
true.
I know this. I just need to bounce it off of you.
And that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, good. And I'm sorry that I'm always calling.
No, it's okay.
I'm like always on here, but
Does it,
I need some guidance.
Sky,
Yes.
does it open you that I'm bothered by you?
It's closing. When I
Yeah,
say Zen's bothered by me, then I feel closed.
yeah, because it's not,
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, I think it's one of the things that's most important is that I have no issue with however long it takes you to get this.
Thank you. I need someone patient because I'm not enough.
It took me 17 years to just even get the basics.
Oh, wow.
So how could I ever be upset with somebody else who's struggling with their mind too?
And I
And
hope
I
that
didn't have a teacher. I didn't even have a teacher. I
I
just had to be
know.
spinning on my own in my own craziness. It got easier as I got students because then I have students that are better at this than I am because they have less of an insane
Yeah.
mind. But
Yeah, my
so
mind
just,
is like yours. It
I think so
tortures
too.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
So here's the
tortures me.
thing. You have to get to a place, and this is what I want to encourage you to do, where you drop into your listening like we just did. Get a respite from your mind by being in peace. It's the most important thing you can do is dropping into that, feeling your feet, your hands, listening to the room around you, being there when your mind is driving you crazy to get a break, okay? And feel the presence of the divine spirit of God inside of you. Then, from that place of peace, step back into the world and ask what's next because there's a flow that's coming out of you, and that flow is what you want to be in. You don't want to be in your mind anymore. It is a tool for creation. It is not who you are, and it is not what's supposed to be guiding you. It is working off of old programming, an old software system.
I
It
think
is
that's why
not.
some people drink, not
Yeah,
me.
absolutely. Yeah, but
Yeah.
still, like, of course, there's all kinds of, but we do other things. Like, you may not
Yep.
drink or do drugs or shop or do any of those things, but
Eat.
you ruminate,
Yes.
and
And I
ruminating is an
stay up
addiction.
all night.
And that's an addiction too,
Yes.
an addiction to thinking. So drop into your listening as much as possible. There is no new information at this time because you're closed about everything you listed. All right. Relax in that listening, that deepening of your listening, and then wait, and you'll feel an energy that comes through that's like it's the Holy Spirit pulling you, or divine guidance, whatever you want to call it. For me, it's the Holy Spirit pulling you
Yep.
into the next moment, and it will lead you breadcrumb by breadcrumb by breadcrumb to how to move through the situation. And you will not get out of the situation until you have faith in yourself and trust in the world around you. And you get that by following your IGS. And it takes practice, and it takes community, and that's why you're here, and that's why,
Patience.
and patience, and yes, patience with yourself,
Yeah, that's the hard
and
one.
compassion with yourself.
And that too can be challenging at times when I'm feeling sick of myself.
That's when you check your closings.
Yes, exactly. Super challenging. And sometimes when I am in flow, I wanted to run this by you.
Okay, so hold on.
Oh,
One last thing
okay.
before you go. I mean, not before you go before we go to a different topic.
Okay.
Write down all of the openings that you have, two now, not just the closings,
Okay.
because then you can go back and read the openings and see if they still open you when you're freaked out. Because you're going to find the
Okay.
closings don't come true and the openings are was what will still open you. If it does change, if you close at something like, maybe because we've got an opening that to keep the property. So if it does change, you'll be able to check it and be like, oh, I'm opening to sell. That means that it's the right time, it's the right place, it's the right thing, right? But the one thing that I would say is, I'm checking my own IGS right now. The one thing that I would say is the biggest closing that I felt in you during this particular coaching session is, I can't handle this. You're stronger than you think you are. There's a reason you're going through this. It's super important for your development. It's super important for your relationship
Yeah. Yeah.
with your boyfriend. There's something you haven't figured out.
That's for
Even
sure.
if even if you quit and run, it will just happen again. Life doesn't happen in a straight line. It happens in a spiral. Whether the spiral is going up or the spiral is going down is what you need to be paying attention to. People get to a place in their life where they feel like I think I should have handled this by now, or I thought I did handle this by now. And why is it coming up again? I'm obviously a failure. That's not the way it works. It starts out and it's one part of the puzzle, and then as you get a rest, and then it comes around in some other new part, and then some other new part, and there's different facets of the same problem that you're working with. One of the ones you're working with is trust. Trust that you're going to have the finances and what you need to survive no matter what. You're working on trust, survival based trust. And it's going to show up in many different forms over the next several years of your life. And once you get comfortable with the fact of, oh, this is the same issue, I'm just handling a different facet of it that I need to perfect, it's going to get way more comfortable. You won't freak out as much. You'll see that it's just learning. And the quicker you learn it and the more you surrender to figuring out what it is that you need to learn, the faster you'll move through it. Have you ever had a girlfriend that keeps dating the same guy in a different body?
No, I don't.
Or
No,
having
but I've heard.
the same
Yeah,
situation happens
yeah.
over
Actually,
and
yeah,
over
I can
again?
think of one. Yes.
Yeah, and it's like, gosh, she's dealing with this again, a roommate situation, a boss, a coworker, whatever it is, it's like, again?
I actually feel like that's me.
It's
But
all of
and it
us.
probably is. Yeah.
It's all of us. If we don't handle the situation that we're in, it comes back around until we do. Because
Hmm.
it's that important. It's that significant. It's not that your life is a shit show. It's that there's a really important thing that the universe, God, all that is banging on you saying, this is the thing you came to learn. We have to make sure you learn it before you go away. So we're just going to keep putting it in your face and giving you the tools and the people until you figure it out, because that's what you signed up for.
Damn. That sucks. But anyway.
It doesn't, because you were at choice. It's this whatever it is that you're working through right now on a survival level with abundance was so important to you that you were willing to take the pain to figure it out. It's important. This is important to you as a soul.
It is. It is because when I bought the property, the first property 7 years ago, 7.5 now, I was afraid of, failing. And then the other one 4 years ago, and my life has become so complicated ever since the second one came along, and very time consuming paperwork all the time, and feeling overwhelmed and feeling resentful that I'm the one who does it. My boyfriend would never be able to do this. And but at the same time, I'm not able to do what he's doing in terms of repairs and renovations. I can do painting and I can do, drywall patching, like mudding, but I'm not an electrical or plumbing kind of, I don't have any knowledge of that.
Does that open
And
you that you can't do it?
um oh no, I'm sure I could if I were taught.
No, no, that you just answered with your mind. I want you to answer with your
Oh,
IGS.
okay, let me see. What is the thought that I cannot do plumbing? No, that's more neutral to open. I am afraid of electrical, but that's only because obviously I might electrocute myself.
No, no,
But
hold on. Now you're not, I cannot do this. The, I cannot do the repairs that are needed to be done. Stay there because you're
I
engaging your
I
mind too much.
can't do the repairs. I can't do all the repairs that are there. Uh Neutral to open.
Okay. Because I don't want to do them. I can do them. I'm totally competent. I don't like it and I don't want to do it. So I hire people. So I just want to check in with your IGS. But my
I
point is
envy
this,
that you can. I wish I could. I actually want to
it's
be
not
able
hard.
to do that.
It's not hard. You can learn how to do it online. It's easy. You just have
That's
to,
how my
but,
boyfriend's
but,
learned.
but just know that it takes like doing things 2 or 3 times. Even the people I hire sometimes they don't get it right the first time. They have to go back and
That's for
redo the tape,
sure.
and that's just the way construction is. You have to, and I'm not a tinkerer. I'm a get her done. I am not a detailed person, and I want it done as fast as I possibly can. I take the type off too early on paint projects. I'm impatient. So it's not for me to do. It's not my thing. I don't want to wait. I don't want to, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I prefer to hire people. I prefer to spend my time making money to pay other people and making sure they're super happy with what they're getting paid. That's what I do well. I can do it though. It opens me that I can do it. I choose not to, which is a different conversation. I don't want to sit there and take things apart and put it back together 6 times until I get it right. That annoys the hell out of me. Can't do it. It bothers me. It's not my personality trait. Um, so, but here's the thing. This isn't about the houses. It could be any endeavor in your entire life. This isn't about the real estate. This isn't about the paperwork. This isn't about any of that. This is about you surrendering to the fact that you're going to be taken care of even without your own effort. You're doing all this busy work to take care of yourself and to try to shore it all up because you have fear that you're going to somehow not be taken care of in your life and that you have to do it all. And it's all on you no matter what, that you're the only thing that's going to take care of you. And it's a lie. You're going to be
Nice.
taken care of no matter what. You're just doing all this stupid busy work out of fear that you can't trust the world to take care of you. And you'll make up some story about how you had to do that when you were a kid and all of that, but you made it through being a kid. You're still
Is
alive,
every
you're doing well. And the moment you relax and you trust that it's all going to come to you and you'll be able to feel it, this flow of energy coming to you, taking you to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, the storm will stop. The reason why you're in such deep fear is because your mind is freaking out that at any moment you're going to lose it all. But that's not going to happen. And it's never happened. And you've been afraid of it your whole life. You've been scrambling to avoid this situation your whole life, and it's never happened. It's not
true?
about the paperwork and the house. It's not about the property. It's not about selling or not selling. If you sell all the properties and you're going to go right into some other activity of trying to make sure that you don't die alone and in the streets. And you're not going to die alone in the streets. The fear itself is closing. So that scenario you have in your head is not true. It's not coming to you. Otherwise, it would open you. And if it opened you, then you would be given the next task to take to avoid that. And it doesn't feel like fear. It feels like, I got to get myself together and go make this thing happen.
Hmm. I
Sitting in your
frequent
listening. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I frequently wonder, although you said it's not important to figure out, what happened to us between 0 and 7. And when you say 7, does that mean including the age of 7, that whole year? Because I'm trying to figure out where I don't remember all that much. I remember more trauma after age 7 than before.
This is just watching your parents do life and the people around you do life.
Hmm. They were great parents.
But how were they with money?
They were
Were
frugal and
okay.
they were always stable.
Yes, but did they
Although,
worry? Were they constantly worried about not having enough?
yeah, especially when we left Montreal and came to London, Canada, and London, Ontario. Yeah, my
Hmm.
dad couldn't find work, or when he did, yeah, he actually did real estate. uh, he'd never done real estate, and he did real estate. He took the whole course, and in 1 year he only sold one house. And one day at 14, I walked in on him bawling his eyes out, and it scared me, and I scolded him. And then I felt bad because I scolded him. I still feel bad to this day about having scolded him.
That was just your own fear and it was a stress defense.
Yeah.
And I imagine your boyfriend deals with a little scolding here and there as a stress defense that you give him.
Yeah.
So, with that, okay, this is the patterns that get put into place, and then we relive them over and over again. And the purpose of the internal guidance system is to break us out of it, to wake us up to the fact that we're in it. So, every time you drop into your listening, the more time at this moment that you can live in your listening, the more you're going to get creative in having new thought come in. Because what happens is our mind gets hijacked and we go off out into the ether in our stress and our fear and our overwhelm and our freak out. And it's bringing ourselves back to center and going, no, I'm not going to do that. And it's hard. It feels very real. It feels very real. The reason why you're freaking out. But here's the deal. You've already said it on our coaching calls. I'm getting to the point where I'm choosing not to feel bad anymore. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting to the point where I'm stopping and saying, I'm not going to have those thoughts anymore.
Mm-hmm. There are days or even parts of days where, and that leads me to what I was going to say about being in flow. So there are days where I go, you know what? I want to feel good today. And I can't necessarily figure out what I'm thinking, but I feel open. And
Hmm.
so I just stay in the opening, even though it's not like a thought, it's just a feeling.
That's
And I
it.
remember, oh, really? And that I remember the first time I experienced that was when I broke up with my first reciprocally loved boyfriend, not the one that I loved and he didn't love me back, but the one that I loved and he did love me back when he broke up at 19 and I was walking around so closed. I was like, I felt like I was on the verge of a depression, and I was, but I didn't know at the time what was going on until I had a real depression 10 years later. But when at 19 and he broke up, I felt the closing, and I'm thinking of you laying on the floor and curled up in a ball when your mom died. Um, and then you had a good thought about her, and then it opened you, and you didn't feel that agony. That's kind of what I was feeling. I remember I was walking downtown at the folk music festival where I went every year, and with him as well, and as he was a musician, and I felt like I was going to crash, like collapse emotionally, and then I'd have a moment where I felt open, and I just tried to hold on to that, and I don't. It's not even a thought per se. It's just,
Right.
there's the feeling. I'll just hold on to it, and that's what I've been doing
And
sometimes, including
and
this week.
that's the
Is that
key.
it?
That's it.
Okay.
It's and you'll and this is the truth. It's not about positive or negative thinking. It's not about an unpleasant or a pleasant thought. You know, I've had many students who have unpleasant thoughts. They're sick, they have cancer, somebody's going to die. When I had my own cancer, when my brother was died, um, I opened at what was happening. And it is always into the opening that you want to be living. And there isn't any time that you're having the closing, anxiety, worry, fear, overwhelm, frustration, the whole list. It's when that's when you need to stop. You're in old programming and you stop and you do the practices to get yourself back in. What happens though, Sky, is you get to a place where you trust your IGS so much, you don't even want to be bothered with that. You don't even feel like being bothered with the exercises anymore because you're like, I know it's not true. I don't need to, I know that I'm fine. You drop back into your listening, you wait for the flow energy to come through, and that leads you into the next thing and the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. And you just stay there because it's not even worth working with your mind.
Hmm. So it
It's not
becomes
even
more
worth working.
automatic.
It becomes more like you already know that everything's going to be okay, and you just don't even want to be bothered with what the mind's doing anymore. You need to get back to what's real, and you need to get back to what you're doing today. You need to get back to what your purpose for the day is. If it's still there tomorrow, you might decide to deal with it tomorrow, but for today, this is BS. I'm not going to go there because it never comes true, Sky. That's why I have you keeping a journal of all your closings and now start keeping a journal of all your openings because it never comes true, Sky. The moment that something unpleasant's about to come true, it'll open you. You'll feel a deep sense of discernment and wisdom, and you'll take action that's appropriate in that moment for that thing that's unpleasant that's coming to be handled well. It's all it is. And breaking that chain of what's going on in your mind and getting back to what's present and getting intimate with the people you love and being present with the people you love is the whole dang goal of this planet and this world that we're living in. It's where all of our joy and our pleasure and our excitement and our creativity and our divinity resides. And the mind that's torturing you right now is trying to keep you out of that. And you don't have to live there anymore because you're learning how not to. Keep doing the practices, keep releasing the closings, keep stepping into where you are. You're on vacation, enjoy it. I know you're
I'm
tortured
trying.
because you're not working, which means you have more time to think. Believe me,
Right.
I totally get it.
Every weekend is like that.
I totally get it. I totally get it. I understand. Been there, done
I
that,
don't want
and
to
that.
quit my job. I need that
But
to keep my
but
mental
exactly. But
stability.
the truth of the matter is enjoy your vacation. Drop back into your
Yeah.
listening and find out what's present now. Enjoy your boyfriend. Everything is going to work out. You're only going to find it through flow. You're not going to find it through closing.
No.
It's still going to work out, even if you want to gnash your teeth and kvetch and bitch and moan and groan about how awful it is, which is not really awful because you're just absolutely fine. I mean, for me, it's like I've traveled all over the world. If I'm on a real toilet, not a pit toilet, and I have hot water, I'm friggin' grateful because I've been there for
Yeah.
months living in that way, and that's fine too because there's a good reason for me to be squatting over a pit toilet and having a cold shower. But I don't. Every day that I don't have that is a good damn day. And there's a lot of things around you to be thankful. And you can have your mind going to things that are not even happening right now, or you can keep shifting your mind into the opening of everything you could be. The gratitude thing is real. The power of gratitude is real because it opens you. That's what it's about. You understand? All right.
Hmm.
So I'm not going to go any more closings today. I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
Drop into your listening, feel your feet, feel your hands, listen to the room around you right now. Together, we'll do that. Drop,
Okay.
feel the bottom of your feet, feel the energy there. Feel the palms of your hands. Listen to the
I'm
room
so
around you.
I'm so grateful. Thank you.
And don't let your mind take you there anymore because it's going to be fine. If it wasn't going to be fine, it would open you that it's not going to be fine. And that means it will still be fine.
It'll be the best thing that ever happened.
The
That
best
could have
thing that
ever
could have
happened.
happened.
Yeah. And for now, everything that is happening is the best that could
It is.
be.
It is. It is. And you can
Yeah.
feel it. I mean, I'm serious because if that isn't true, it will close you. And then you're like, wait, I need to check. So you're good. Just to go enjoy your vacation.
I was trying to get started on my income tax, but I've had
You
too
can do
much other paperwork.
yeah. Try not to use your vacation to catch up. Okay.
When am I going to do it?
Check your IGS. I'm going to catch up. Open, closed, or neutral. Do I need to do it on my vacation? Hold the thought. Do I need to catch up on my vacation or can I actually go have a good time? Can I have a good time? Yeah, I can use my vacation to have a good vacation. Imagine that.
Duh.
I feel your opening.
Oh, really? Okay.
Of course. Everybody can feel each other's openings and closings. So go have a real vacation. Stop this bullshit and go have a real vacation.
Yeah.
Please. I'm begging you
Okay.
as your teacher. Go have a vacation, plan something fun. You'll catch up on the paperwork later. Take a break. Change the channel,
So,
have a good time.
so the award-winning band that invited me today to their show tomorrow out of town, I should say yes.
Yes, of
I am
course.
seed. I am seed for them.
if it opens you. Always if it opens you.
Well, that's the thing. I'm going, does it open me or should I stay home? Because I've been meaning to start the income tax all week and I've been so busy with the second mortgage, closing all the
Stop,
credit cards.
stop, stop, stop. Look at
There
your
goes the brain.
there goes the closing. You started closing immediately. Now, don't let your mind do that.
Mm.
Yeah, that's the whole thing you're learning is not let your mind do that. Go back
Oh,
to, does it open you to go with the band?
yeah.
That's really easy. Go with the band. Go have fun. Take a break. Get away from it. It's the best, healthiest thing you can do. You're not, the thing is you're not avoiding anything by going and having fun. It'll still be there. And you'll get the opening to do it when you get the opening to do it. And then it'll be perfect and you'll actually want to do it. It'll feel right and good. That's how it works. That's how it works for all of us. All right?
Okay.
Okay. I love you.
Thanks, teacher. I love you.
I love you too.
Thanks, my
Don't worry.
coach.
And you will never wear me out, Sai. So don't worry about that. Okay.
Aw, thank you. Thanks for telling my mind.
You're
Even though
welcome.
my IGS knows, but my mind forgets. You're
All of our minds
awesome.
forget. Yeah. Don't worry. I'm fine. You will not wear me out. People have tried and it's never happened yet. So if you do that,
That's
I'll give you an award.
fantastic. Oh, I feel so happy now. I feel so open now, and I feel such relief. Why can't I
Good.
bring that on my own?
You
I
will
have to
keep
talk to
going.
you.
No, that's
Okay,
the whole point. That's the whole point of the coaching. Keep coming, keep doing it. This will become instilled. I promise you, students graduate. Thousands of students have graduated, and I don't hear from them. They're out there in the world. And if I go and check in, I'm like, hey, how you doing, Julie? They're like, good. I got it. I'm in the flow. Everything's working. You will get there. Trust me.
nice. I
We have this
do feel
wonderful,
a change.
yeah. We have a wonderful student named Eve. She's in our archive coaching calls. If you go back 3 or 4 years,
Yes,
you're gonna hear Eve on every single call coming back. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. And now Eve is off and sailing. And she just came on the call this week, actually, because she had something fresh and new that she wanted to talk about and wanted to process and also wanted to celebrate. And I haven't heard from her in like a year and a half. But she was like, aren't you sick of me? I'm like, no, I'm not sick of you. And she's, so you will graduate. You will get it. It's 6 months to a year. And then you're usually off. And then you'll just come back to listen because it's like this probably sounds really weird, but it's like church. You just come back to get refilled up by listening to other people getting it.
oh yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So hang in there. You're going to get it. It doesn't take that long. Keep going. It's only been 3 months. You got another three to
I,
9 months before you got it, and you're on your own. And you'll be like, I really did get it, Zen. I'm on my own. Like, I know. That's my goal. I don't want you coming back. I want you out there in the world making a difference.
I am learning to catch my like, at least even though I'm not always finding the opening, I'm actually going, you know what, that's still closed and it's not going to happen, even though I'm not quite getting the openings all the time. And then the new, like I was saying earlier about when I'm in flow and I just I just feel good, but I don't know what the thought is that's making me feel good, but I just go, who cares? Just go with the feeling.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to name the thought, right?
Well, that's the 3 month transition you're in right now.
Oh,
You're
okay.
exactly is I don't care. I'm open, or you'll get a closing and you're like, I don't need to figure out, I don't need to take my closing from a closing to an opening. I know it's a lie, so I'm just going to move on with my life and do
Just
what that's where flow
ignore it.
comes in. Yeah, you're just like, I don't have time for this anymore. I get it. My mind's doing something. And then you drop into your listening, and where does that there's an energy that pulls you to the next activity, and then it pulls you, and it's a flow. Artists feel it, dancers feel it, musicians feel it, people who are gardening, people who are cleaning their house. There's an energy flow that takes over our beingness, and that's actually the genius of where we want to live. That is where you're going, is you'll just live there every day, and then your mind will come in and close about something. You're like, I don't have time for you. Okay, whatever. And then you'll go back into the flow, and you're doing your life's purpose through this energy of flow, and the creativity is always there, and you just don't want to be bothered with the closing. You don't care what your mind's doing. In the beginning, everybody cares about what their mind is doing because they think they have to fix, your mind thinks it has to have an answer. You are separating and becoming the observer, and you'll start
Hmm.
realizing very soon that your mind is not who you are and there's an observer, and then you'll be care less and less and less that your mind needs an answer, and you'll be like, it doesn't. Because even if you give it an answer, it's just going to come back with the same BS because it's a software system. So you just get
Hmm.
to a place where you're like, no, I'm just going to stay with the opening, and the mind will continuously get quieter and quieter and quieter and quieter. And then you'll be up. And then as you keep going later in the program that you're in, you'll start using your mind for imagination and creativity and dreaming. But for right now,
Nice.
you're right where you're supposed to be, which is, I don't care. I just want to feel good. It's
Yeah.
exactly the separation point between the observer and the mind. So you're right on track. Trust yourself. All right. I'm
Thank
going to let
you.
you go. You're welcome. I love
Okay.
you.
I love
Okay.
you.
Enjoy your vacation, dang it. All right. We got a couple of comments here. We've got Steve. Hi, Steve. I'm brand new to your work. How often and when do you have the live meetings for the folks who subscribe? So if you are a member, there's 2 membership levels. If you are a member and subscribe to the subscription for coaching, you'll get 3 of these streaming calls. Oftentimes I throw in a 4th or a 5th. I am going on vacation for 2 weeks with my son. We're doing a road trip, mama son road trip. So I'll be gone from March 27th through April 8th. We're doing a 2-week extravaganza road trip. But mostly, and I take a month to 6 weeks off a year, not all together, but mostly you get 3 to 5 calls a week of these streaming calls. And then also, if you're in the upper level, then you're in a group where we have Zoom calls. It's the visionary level. It's $97 a month for the subscription. We have Zoom calls. And then you also have access to me in a private discussion group where you can ask questions. And then you have access to ask questions on email that I'll answer in the Zoom calls. So those are the 2 things, but often there's a lot of calls going on. And eventually I'll be actually setting up my coaches to be doing more calls. So you'll have access to me for sure for 3 to 5 calls a week. And then how often does it usually take to learn to use the IGS for significant benefit? You will get significant benefits immediately. Immediately. So when you come into the membership, there's a 14-day quick start program. I like to think of this as like, you know how you use prompts to access artificial intelligence. Well, this is like I've discovered the prompts to access divine intelligence that moves you out of the program of your mind into like, how do I find the opening? When your body releases, you're actually back in alignment with a spiritual blueprint of your life that you have created that you want to have. And so learning how to like release the closing and find the opening is important in the beginning. And the first 14 days, you're going to have an extraordinary experience of a lot of stuff being eliminated by the way I designed it. Then after that, there's a 4-month program and you get 2 lessons a week. It takes people between 3 to 9 months to a year to really master it. And it's really about your dedication to being self-aware. And what I actually find is that most of the time it takes between 6 to 9 months to a year, right in there, because you'll forget about the practice. And then all of a sudden you'll hit a wall of closing and you'll like, oh God, I'm closed. And you'll run back to the program and you'll start studying again. And you'll come down the coaching call, we'll clear the closings and you'll do it for a while. People get like, why do I keep stopping the program? I actually think that there is a natural conscious and unconsciousness, exhale and inhale, tide coming in and tide coming out, that taking a break and going into the respite of being unconscious is equally as important as a spiritual path as being conscious, and that there is a natural way that our soul needs to go unconscious to process and then come back into consciousness. And so it can take you longer, but your mind is what wants to rush it and get it as quick as possible because it's in pain. The true process that you're in once you get going in the first like 2 to 3 months for when you first get going, you start realizing this is about your soul. This is about a bigger purpose. This is really about a deeper level of examining who you are on a level. And we need a break from self-examination. We need a break from constant awareness because there's a lot of beauty and power and creative energy that comes in being unconscious. So this whole thing we have in the world about being conscious all the time and present all the time is bullshit. It's so not healthy. It's way more healthy to get your present moment and then integrate it in the unconscious and then come back into presence. And it's a whole thing. So however long that takes you depends basically on what you're clearing up in your life, how far off your soul's blueprint you are. And people usually hang out for anywhere from 2 to 4 years. And the reason is there's lots of other programs and things. And there's a joy in being a part of a group of people that are involved in this conversation. And there's lots of resources and things. So um, I would say 9 months to a year to get it. 2 to 3 years before you feel like you can untether and go sail the seas all by yourself. So I hope that helps. And you can find all of this at BeFearFreeNow.com. Go to BeFearFreeNow.com. That's where the membership for the coaching subscription is and the programs are. And love to have you. Love to have you. And then Brian Fowler. And I know there's a lot of other Brian Fowlers in the world, but I think this might be my buddy Brian Fowler from high school, who was one of my best friends in sophomore year and part of junior year. If that's you, Brian, let me know. But I'm glad you think it's good work. I've spent the last 30 years of my life doing this, Brian. This is kind of my thing. This is what I've been obsessed about, as figuring this out for humanity and then teaching it. So it's good to see you if you are the Brian Fowler. I still have your Tizzy card if it is the Brian Fowler in my memorabilia of what you made me when I got super sick in high school that time. Anyways, I love you guys. You're awesome. I will be back. It is the Brian Fowler. Glad to see you again, buddy. I'll be back on Sunday at 2 o'clock. Subscribe to YouTube if you want to get notified when this is coming, because it'll show up on your inbox. There's a lot of other shows that we have done recently. If you're really loving this and you want some more content, go back through the old archives of the YouTube channel that we started in December here. There's going to be a lot more coming out. We've got some really juicy things happening. Hope you stick around. I love you guys. Mwah! Go to BeFearFreeNow.com if you want more of this and you want to study with me. I love you. I hope you